to me, he's like, "Dude, you have a monster penis," or something along those lines. Just we compliment each other's,
right,
junk sizes. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
I'll just like walk up.
We did it. We talked about dicks 30 seconds in.
Oh yeah, it doesn't take no time.
So I'll just walk up and I'll be like, "Hey, Colton, let me pee in your butt."
Yeah. We don't play around.
No, not at all.
We dive right in.
No, there's a good old butt pee.
Yeah.
I borderline rape Randy every time I see him too.
Jesus.
I mean, borderline. It's close.
You probably come up behind him and like do the whole like grab and just grab the titties.
The same thing, yeah.
Whisper in his ear.
Randy's, it doesn't even affect him.
Oh, he probably pushes back into it.
He probably pushes back into
it for sure.
He's definitely plays for both teams.
He's such an animal.
He's like next level, man.
He's such an animal.
I don't even know if he listens to this.
I have a locker right next to him, and it's just every time I walk in and he's on shift, I'm like, here we go.
I know. I hate it. I hate following them because the meetings. I'm like, if you don't shut the fuck up, Randy. He's like, it's not my fault. And I'm like, bitch, you would talk to a rock about fucking nothing.
I'm pretty sure he probably has.
Oh, yeah. You know it.
I love him to death, but he can talk to anybody about anything. Hey, if you go to a new town or city, he's gonna find somebody that will buy you drinks.
Yeah,
that happened on my bachelor party. We were at Howl at the Moon. Literally my favorite. It's a piano bar. Love it.
Where at?
San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
It's like the nicest, coolest bar ever. And they have like live band, and they're fucking awesome. But we were there chilling out, maxing, relaxing, and Randy starts talking to this one random dude, and I guess he was there with like 3 of his like girlfriends, quote unquote. And like we left, and we had came back, and between that time Randy met the guy and we left, they became best friends. So we came back, and this random guy who I had maybe like said hi to or something, so what's up or something along those lines, he gave me and my friend Jake a hug and like kissed Jake on the cheek and then bought us shots. He just like bought everybody. I think he bought like 2 rounds of shots. All because Randy's like best friends with this guy already.
Oh, dude, I'm the same way. Like, we'll go to Walmart and just to get random shit. And then I'll at least run into somebody. And my wife's like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Can we not go to the store one time and you not see somebody you know? And then one time I hit the trifecta. I think I saw like 3 people I knew as we made our way around Walmart. And she's like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm done. Like,
my ex-mother-in-law, she's like that. She doesn't know a stranger. She has she knows everybody in town. My dad, it's always old men. Like, when my dad was like, when he was in his 40s, like we would go to the store when I was a little kid, it does not matter. He walks in the store and some random ass old man will yak his ear off for 30 minutes. He's just like, why is it the old men always talk to me? He's like, I don't understand. Do I just got a face? Like, what?
That's the worst part is like, especially like when I was a younger child, like if you saw somebody and maybe this is how your wife feels, they'll talk forever even if you don't want to.
Oh, bro, like a motherfucker. We'll talk for at least like 10, 15 minutes. They'll literally leave and then they'll come back and they'll be like, are you not fucking done yet? And I'm like, hey. And then we'll walk, it was in front of Cinemark. We went to go see a movie and I saw somebody I know and we started chatting it up and everything. And then we walked off and I looked at her and I'm like, I don't even know his fucking name. Like, I cannot remember. He was like, yeah, man, text me. You still got my number? I'm like, yeah, man, I still got it. And it's like 3 steps later, I'm like, who the fuck was that? And she's like, I don't know. That's your friend. I'm like, I don't
know his name. I don't actually have his number.
Yeah.
Oh. So I do have a question for you, Travis. And thank you for being on the show, by the way. What did your wife say when you're going to be on this podcast?
So I told her, I was like, oh, babe. I was like, Colton's got a podcast at work. I was like, he saw my TikTok. He saw some of my TikToks. He's like, oh, you're funny. You got to get on the podcast. And she looks at me and she goes, who the fuck in their right mind thinks you're funny? And I was like, you bitch.
You bitch.
I was like, I'm about to fucking cunt punch you across the living room right now. And she was like, no, but seriously, like, who the fuck thinks you're funny?
Like everybody I talked to, though.
I was like, that's fine. I was like, you can still call me Columbus. And she's like, you still going on with this shit?
Columbus?
Yeah, you didn't. I told some people on our side, but I haven't
heard this one.
So Gabby was married to a woman for like 7 years. Like 7 or 8 years.
This your wife?
Yeah, this is my wife.
I was like, I got all confused. I was like, oh, what now?
Yeah, so she was married to a woman for like 8 years. They had adopted. She's our 5-year-old daughter now, but they adopted her together and everything. And then she was like, really, you're gonna stay with that bullshit? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, literally, you ain't had a dick since like I don't even know if you ever really had one. I was like, the first time we had sex, I felt like Columbus, like I had just discovered new pussy.
didn't know.
So wait, your wife was married to a woman
Yeah.
for 7 years, and
Yeah.
then y'all got married?
Yeah, well, we're not officially married yet.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
we've been
but
together
you're-
for a long fucking time.
You're doing your thing. I got
Yeah,
it.
so
Got
they
it.
had split up, and then it was probably like 3 or 4 months later. Like her and I started talking, and then it literally, I mean, and it just went from there.
So you turned her.
yeah.
So was she? Oh, I don't know how. If you don't want to get into this,
She doesn't. She does the gender fluid. She's gender
okay.
fluid.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
So it
Okay.
doesn't matter who it is, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, and
You
all
like
that.
who you like.
And everything. But like, we'll still be at the mall, and she's like, "Damn, that bitch has got a fat." I'm like, "That bitch does have a fat ass," and everything. And so I mean, it's pretty cool in that aspect and everything. But oh yeah, it was bad.
that would be a unique experience.
So she's still really close to her ex-wife's parents, that, you know, for the kids and all
Yeah.
that and everything, and like they're really cool. They invited me over and everything. Like they'll openly admit that their daughter's a piece of shit. They're like, Kim's a piece of shit. She's a piece of shit. And then like, so last Friday when I had gotten food poisoning, I got it from Ichiban.
Yeah.
And everything. And then we were there eating with them, and like right before that, Ronnie's like, "Kim, you still fucked up by letting Gabby go." And he's like, "You're and I'm like, "Ronnie, she's here. Kim's here with her new wife." And he's like, "I don't give a fuck. Kim fucked up." I was
That's
like,
great.
God. And so, you know, earlier in the year on Facebook, everybody was doing that 10-year challenge and all that.
I don't have Facebook.
Oh, you don't have?
No.
Did you see it?
Oh, I got it.
I don't
get on it much.
I don't either. I mean, I do, but I don't.
I do for the school. That's it.
Yeah, no, not me. I post funny shit all the time. That's the only reason I'm on Facebook. But they were doing that 10-year challenge or whatnot. Post a pic from 10 years ago and now and collage it. So I got Gabby's phone and I'm like, let me scroll. Oh, that's a good pic from like 8 years ago and everything. So I took that one and then took the one from us on our Christmas card and collaged them, and I sent it to Kim, and I was like, Gabby's 10-year challenge. Yeah. I said, from staying strapped to getting her cheeks clapped. And then she was like, "Are you fucking serious?" She's like, "You really said?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" and then she was like, "That's good." She's like, "That's good. That's funny." Kim was. She's salty as shit.
That's so funny. That's messed up.
I can't help it, man.
That's hilarious. You openly just went at her like that
Oh yeah, all the time.
all the time. So y'all
All the
have
time.
like, so you and her ex-wife are like.
No,
Yo,
fuck no.
I was gonna say friends, but you'll have like open communication, or
No.
you just straight talk shit.
I just
to
straight talk shit. Whenever I get a chance, I'll talk shit. Like we were at Ichiban, and the guy kept calling her Bruno Mars, and I was like, "Oh, you do look like Bruno Mars, Kim." And I was like, "What's up, Bruno?" And she's like, "Really?" And I was like, "You gonna sing us a song? It's everybody's birthday. Sing us a song, Bruno."
That's everybody's
Fantastic.
birthday.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm learning all kinds of new things about you today.
Yeah,
Man.
it was
You didn't know
awesome.
who you were bringing on.
I knew a gist, but
Yeah.
you know, the more the merrier. You know.
That's what I'm
The more
talking
the
about.
merrier. Yeah.
Right.
So you have a TikTok.
I do.
You have we like to call her. She's on the War No Experts team. She has a viral video, quote unquote, that has like 65,000 views. You're like, that's cute,
Right?
because your
Oh, you
video
haven't
has like
seen mine.
a million views on
You
your
seen
video.
that one?
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, I think you showed me
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
one.
Yeah, that shave thing. and
Yeah,
everything?
yeah.
Holy shit! I swear to God, I did not know he had back tattoos. That's my that's my wife's stepdad.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was you.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
It was you.
Like, I mean, I'm fucking hairy. But I mean,
thought it
I'm
was
not.
him.
Hell no, no.
Okay,
I
my bad.
ain't got a rug for a back.
I thought it was. I really
No.
did.
No, definitely not me.
I
It's
was like,
her.
how do you not know you have back tattoos? What happened?
Right? This guy got fucked up and got a tattoo.
Yeah, I was like, what
He
the
doesn't
hell?
remember it at all.
Yeah, no, that's her stepdad. Yeah.
So when you see this, I don't know how much you are on TikTok. I know you post some videos. When you see this video just climbing the views, like, what are you thinking, dude? Like,
I'm like, I'm gonna go fucking viral. Like this shit's awesome. Like I'm a fucking champ.
What
and then it just leveled out. That was it.
oh, at 1 million views.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's crazy, man. Because I don't know what's considered viral, but it's. I mean, that's it. I mean,
Yeah, I
you're
mean, you
viral.
figured it would be that with that much and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, y'all need to fucking call me. I need a sponsorship deal. You know, like this hairy motherfucker just proved your shit works.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It was literally a whole can on his
Yeah.
back.
I guess we got to tell Elizabeth her video sucks now.
That what's his name? The dude Upshaw.
Oh, Matt Upshaw.
Yeah,
his Whataburger one.
Yeah, it went 100,000 or some shit like
Yeah.
that. It was
like on YouTube,
What
though,
I mean,
right?
let's
Yeah, it was
make
like
say
100.
that.
I saw 100,000 on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he had a big Whataburger video. It's a
Yeah.
couple years ago, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was on the news and everything, man. They were
Oh,
like,
that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, 1 million views, 67,000 likes.
Yeah, he has
God,
more
that's
likes
a
than she
lot.
had views.
that's crazy.
Elizabeth, if you listen to this, your video's trash.
That's so
Step your
crazy.
fucking game up.
So crazy, man.
Not fair because she's a woman, so she automatically gets 3 times views. You know?
Yeah, that I know. All you got to do is like just poke your tits out a little
Well.
bit, and you know, kind of make it work like that.
Hers
Yeah.
is more her ass, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, she-
definitely more ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong. I like ass,
Who doesn't?
right?
So, where are you from, man?
Originally Oklahoma. Like I've been all over Oklahoma and Texas.
Okay. Why did you move to Texas? Why did you move here?
Because of that
Yeah.
that C-word ex-wife of mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you were married before that.
Oh yeah. Sadly, I'm reminded of it every time I look at my paycheck stub and it says child support, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Just shove it in a little bit farther.
Not there yet. Not there yet.
I've got
I'm
the
not-
LCS on there. Me and my ex-wife are cool though.
Yeah.
Mine's cool too. Mine's been even better right now, and I just found out she's getting dick. That's why she's got a new man, so she ain't fucking with me. And I'm like, oh please, like dude, just stay with her. Like Jared, if you're watching this, I don't know if you will, but stay with that bitch.
My ex-wife's remarried and everything. Like she's not me, man. I was like,
Yeah, but you're cool with them, like,
I'm free.
and then you get to do all this all the time.
Yeah.
It's like this is pretty much your life now, though.
Yeah.
You're here all
the time.
No, I was watching something, and I was like, damn, y'all up in this bitch all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I come like once a week typically.
Yeah,
And we'll knock out a couple episodes if we're not doing Survivor Gang. It would be just one episode, but he's like here like almost every day, and he's recording like 4 or 5 podcasts a week. It's like Jesus Christ, man.
Also, you're gonna have to watch this. There's a whole sweat.
Yeah.
I looked over 5 minutes
Oh, no.
into it, and you're just
I'm
Garrett
fat.
was sitting there last night, and I kept looking down, going, "That's getting darker. Like, what's going on over there?" Like, so he's already sweat plenty on it.
This is a fat boy sauna up in this bitch.
Yeah, it's a little warm.
I was just about to say, Ken, you're probably losing weight just from the sauna.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
little
okay
warm
with
in here,
that.
man. Actually, I don't know how it's happening, but I think it's bouncing off that door and hitting me because
Yeah,
I'm like nice
Yeah.
and cool over
I
here.
can kind of find a little bit and everything, but
It's,
like
it's whipping around me because I ain't getting shit.
Yeah. When I was sitting over there earlier, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go man down here in a minute."
It's-
right.
Clock out, man.
Yeah.
Oh my! I was gonna ask you something. I Swiss
Every
cheese,
time,
I know,
dude.
man. Swiss cheese brain, dude.
Damn tumor in your Timmy.
Timmy, yeah, Timmy's almost gone.
Is it?
I'm assuming.
Assuming.
Yeah.
The side effects aren't there anymore, so we think it's going away.
Exactly. You're
Well,
saying that
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's-
He did just have a stroke. So.
the side effects aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stopped growing. That's good.
That's how mine is. I call her Swiss cheese brains all the time. I'll be like, hey, I told you remember yesterday? And she'll be like, oh, you know what I had for fucking lunch yesterday?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you didn't do anything.
That's
like,
my wife. My wife's
Yeah.
the same way.
Oh, dude, I have a goldfish brain like no other.
Right.
I'll forget your name by the time you walk out the door. I'm like, damn, what was that dude's name?
Right. Yeah.
I remember faces. I don't do names.
Yeah. You,
That's why if I greet you with "Hey Bud," I forgot your name. But I'm telling you now, I go with
Damn,
Bud
he does
or
that to me all the time.
I go with "Hey Bud" or "Dude." I go with a lot of "Dude." Hey, dude.
God damn it.
I usually just go like, hey, man, what's up? Like, I don't know how many times I'll be walking through work and people are like, oh, hey, Travis, what's up? And I'm like, hey, man, what's going on?
What's going on?
Like, literally 5 steps later, I'm with somebody. I'm like, who the fuck was that? And they're like, oh, that's so-and-so. I'm like, yeah, I don't know that motherfucker.
There was some guy up there that, from a glance, looks identical to you, just shorter beard, and I kept getting those two confused.
Is he wearing
Like-
a blue hat?
I can't. No, I don't think. I can't remember.
I know I know which one. I think I know which one you're talking about.
He,
Oh,
like,
the new one.
I saw
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I saw you walk out of the locker room, and then him walk into the locker room, and then I guess you forgot something because he walked off and you walked back in. I was like, "The fuck's going on?" I was like, "What the hell's happening?" Like I was like, and I really did think I was like, "Something's going on, man." I was like, "I think something's going on up here." I was like, "Holy shit, what's going on, man?"
I'm just waiting for the moment that I throw my fucking pants in the deal, and then my shit's still in it, like my phone and all that and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so
I actually did that
thankful.
one time.
Yeah, I threw my wallet in there one time,
That's
and
what I did.
you got to dig it out. It sucks. You're
fuck
tucking
that.
all those sweaty ass pants and
Yeah.
stuff. You're like, yeah,
Yeah, touch everybody else's nut butter all over them jeans.
yeah.
Help buttery.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
That's why. Well, I don't know. I can't say that. Yeah, I can't say that one. I don't subscribe to the putting my stuff in the laundry. Like, I don't want my clothes having a menage a trois with your clothes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't even wash mine and my daughter's clothes together. It's just weird to me. I'm like, nah.
You're a little extra though.
So that's how my girl's stepdad. him and his son, they'll wear the same shoes. They'll share shoes.
Get
And I'm
the
like,
fuck outta
And I'm
here.
like,
No,
what the
sir.
fuck is wrong
Get
with you?
outta
And I'm
here.
like, and it's the simple fact, like, okay, like maybe wear my shoes here, wear my shoes there, you know. But these motherfuckers don't wear socks. And also, who the fuck does not wear socks with shoes?
Psychos.
My wife.
Oh,
She's a
sorry,
fucking
but,
psycho.
But, yeah, I was gonna say, sorry, but psycho.
So I'll tell you this. I hate the way socks look. I go with no shows most of the time, but I do have one pair of shoes that I wear without socks. Like, because
Like
it's so
Vans or
much more
something?
freeing. I like it.
Like your Vans or something.
No.
okay.
Just a regular pair of tennis shoes. I just wear them without socks all the time because no matter what socks you get, you can see them. It drives me crazy. You can see my socks. Like, look at this right now. This is driving me nuts. You can see my socks, and it drives me nuts. I just didn't have my no-shows today.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I won't let anybody share shoes with me because I have stank feet.
Yeah, I mean, my feet stink too, but
I know yours
there's-
does. You
yeah.
sweat like a son
Oh,
bitch.
I mean, yeah, I'm sweating like a whore in confessional right now.
Cut out of that little tiny car and it's like, yeah, he's sweating.
Hey, don't hate on that little tiny car.
So,
Do you have a little tiny car?
Hey.
2006 Honda Civic CI.
What?
Hey, $3,500 cash. All that motherfucker does is go from work and home, and that's it.
Jared had an 02 Honda Civic for a while. I was like, how'd your big ass get the Civic?
Hey, with a 6-speed transmission.
hey, I'm telling you, he pulled up behind me and I got out of my car. I got out of my truck and I looked back and he's like, getting out. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're massive. What are you,
love it.
6'6"?
6'7",
6'7", Jesus Christ.
6'7", like 340.
God. Hey.
Where in Oklahoma are you from? Which one?
Northwest, up around like Woodward, south there, little bitty town. Yeah, I graduated with 16 kids. I was that's counting the foreign exchange student, okay? And I was 12 out of 16.
That foreign exchange student was like, fuck!
Right? She was like, she hated us because she was from Georgia, which is like over there by Romania and all that shit. And like at first, we're a bunch of hick ass. Ain't no fucking Georgia ain't fucking foreign. It's still the United States. And she's like, oh my god, she's a poor bastard. Like she hated us.
That's hilarious.
Man.
Yeah, when you said Georgia, I was like, wait a second.
Right, yeah.
You had to throw, okay, Romania, okay.
We had a foreign exchange student one year, a couple of years. They were from Japan. Then we had one from Korea, and then I think it was my junior year or senior year. It was right towards the end. We got a girl from Brazil, and holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They know how
that
to do
first
it right over
year,
there.
it was the same family that kept doing it. And I think they just did it for the fucking money.
Right.
So they got the weird bitch from Georgia that was in our class, sadly, and then. At the roughly around the same. No, it was the next year they got a girl from Sweden. She's a little blonde petite.
God
she was
damn it.
Oh yeah, she was fine, but she was a fucking alcoholic. Like she would drink me under the table.
That's awesome.
And I was like, hell yeah, let's go drive around and drink beer.
Yeah,
And I mean,
was-
that's all there was to do. Literally, the gas stations in town closed at 11. There was one restaurant, one grocery store, 900 churches. And like that was fucking
course.
Sounds
yeah.
familiar.
And so we would literally just drive around and drink beer. And
Yeah.
that's all we'd ever do.
I graduated with 38, and we were the biggest class ever at that time. I'm sure there's one been bigger since then, but we graduated with 38.
Yeah, we graduated with like 50-something, and we were the biggest class ever.
Yeah. I think the class before us had 11, and then the class before them had 6.
So there
No
was a
wonder
guy.
y'all got stomped in football.
It's crazy. Huh?
Yeah, there was a guy. His name's Jordy Mercer. He played. He just retired this year, I think, but he played for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it kind of went around. And he went to a town 20 miles away from us, and he graduated 04, I think, 04 or 05, and his graduating class was 4.
Jesus.
4 fucking kids. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you got to know that because we had the same English teacher, 7th through 12, same math, all that, you know, and everything. And so, that English teacher, there were those teachers like, come on, that senior fucking class, we're about to fuck off from here. Because they ain't teaching shit. 4 kids?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even with our class, we had the same
Yeah.
teacher, like,
So it was cool. It was 7 through 12 was all one long hallway, and he kind of had the library in the middle, and then on over here was like K through 6,
yeah.
and it was pretty cool.
Ours was damn near the same thing, except for you had, 7 through 12 was all over here. There was this breezeway, and then there was another building, and that was K through whatever 6th or whatever.
See, I mean,
but
that's kind of
this
how
little breezeway thing.
It was like Big U, and then on the end you had the auditorium and the gym and all that, which was fancy, and then everything down here, cafeteria, superintendent's office, kindergarten, and then you had it all down here on this side. And it was literally probably like 2 city blocks long.
Yeah, that's how ours was. Still like that.
Yeah.
Me and my brother were like, when I was a senior, he was a freshman, so we're that far apart. And I'll be damned if like every year when I forgot to do the lights.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I was like, wait,
looking at that. Yeah,
you about to be white as fuck.
Like every year when they built something new to the school, I missed it and he got it. So like
Bastard.
when I left 8th grade, they built a new junior high.
Yeah.
When I left elementary, they built a new elementary, and he would get the first.
Yeah.
He would be the first class in, and I would be the class
Just
that went
coming out.
out right before they got it.
Yeah.
So and it was the same thing. The high school, they built a new high school, and I graduated. They built a new high school, and he was a freshman. I was like, damn it! I was like, I literally missed every new thing we ever got.
So I
Sums up your life.
We literally lived right across the street. When we first moved back home, we lived right across the street from school. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. You know, I'm not going to have to wake up early. And then I started figuring out the bells.
No.
Hey, first bell rings at this. Well, then the tardy bell rings here, so I can sleep into this. I ended up failing AP biology because of fucking tardies. By the end of the semester, I think I had like 35 tardies.
Oh, dang.
And so then the principal, like, come my senior year, he's like, make a deal with you. And I'm like, oh, I'm all about deals. What you got? He's like, if you don't show up late at all for Miss White's English class, I'm like, oh, you fucking dick. You dick. And he was like, I'll pass you in AP biology. And I'm like, bet, bitch. So then I just had my dad as my little bitch to wake me up. My dad would literally wake me up every morning and be like, you need to go to fucking school. I'm like, God damn it.
Damn, I got to actually get up on time.
Right?
That's the worst.
This is bullshit.
I had so many. No, as a matter of fact, my senior year, I went in at the halfway point of my senior year. I had so many absences and tardies. They were just like, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
You're going to be repeating. And I was like, oh, well, I'm leaving.
Speaking of repeating, we went to Hawaiian Falls today. Got the discount tickets from work and everything, and we took our 5-year-old up there. And while we were literally there, Gabby got a phone call from Robinson Schools for her little brother. Mm-hmm. I think he's going in like 10th grade, maybe, or trying to go. Let me rephrase that: trying to go into 10th grade.
Yeah.
And it was like the principal went on like, oh yeah, Gavin's still a fucking moron. He's failing English. And then so she just forwards the voicemail to her stepdad because he travels a lot for work, so she takes care of a lot of that shit for him and everything. And his reply, this motherfucker can't pass real school or fake school. And I'm like, well, it's still real school. It's just that bitch ain't got a summer. It's still real school. I was like, but you're right, he is fucking dumb as shit.
That's crazy.
He said the crazy words a while ago. He said AP biology. I was like, I don't even know what is. I don't even know what AP is.
I've never taken an AP class in my life.
What is AP? I don't know what it is.
Advanced placement.
Oh fuck yeah!
Hey, I don't even know why the fuck I was in it. Like, I mean, he was like, "I'll give you your regular score of an 84," and I'm like, "That's a B."
That's why I didn't know what AP was.
All day.
I know. And then I go to fucking college, and I get my first. So I had my dad buy beer. Moved into the dorm. Had my dad, need you to go buy me some 30 packs. He's like, all right, what you want? So he buys like 3 30 packs for us. We're supposed to go to mass freshman orientation. First thing they have to do is sit us in the auditorium and start going through a slideshow of shit. And I look at my buddy Dan. I'm like, hey man, the beer's back. I'm like, you want to go drink beer? He's like, fuck yeah. So we go drink beer, ended up getting stupid fucking drunk that night. And like somehow I drove back to the dorm. I don't know how, but the only way that you could get into that parking spot was to back into it, and I managed to do it. I don't know how. But you had freshman orientation was 6 consecutive Mondays. That's all you had to do. Show up 6 Mondays. My dumb ass still fucking failed it.
6 Mondays.
All you had to do was show up for 6 fucking Mondays, and they were like, you failed. Get that first first report card mailed to the house and everything for the first semester, 0s.
Oh,
that bitch said 0s. I was like, damn, that's real.
That's a real thing.
You can really get 0s.
I never had issues getting to class. I think I skipped school like 3 times my entire high school career. I always showed up to class.
I skipped 3 times in the first week.
Yeah, like, fuck that.
I never had an issue with it. I was always like, I'm not saying I was good at school, but I was there 99% of the time.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're like, come on, let's get this fat motherfucker in. Let's get his ass out. Because I was a nuisance. I was a grade A fucking nuisance when I was a teenager.
Somehow I believe it.
Like, I was that kid that your parents were like, you can hang out with. Not that motherfucker. Not that kid. You can't hang out with him.
Did you play sports in high school?
I played basketball. Surprisingly. Well, we didn't have football. We were too small.
Oh, that's okay.
We were too small. But you could opt to go to a surrounding school that had football and play. But I was just like, why am I going to go to school here, then drive 20 miles, practice, and play for another fucking team that I really don't even like.
Because you're 6'7".
All they had was, I think they had 6 man.
So they didn't have a football team, but they had a basketball team?
We had basketball and baseball. You
That's
played fall
weird.
and spring
That's
baseball
super
and
weird.
fall and spring baseball or softball.
It's just weird because you would think that they would dump all the money into
Football.
just like everybody else
Yeah.
does. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's. Also we were not a rich school. But like we had things, but like you can go to other schools. Like we'd go to other schools and shit and be able to walk around and be like, damn, these motherfuckers got laptops. What the fuck?
Yeah. Our school was broke, and more broke.
Yeah, that's exactly
If it
how
wasn't
was.
for the parents being super generous, we wouldn't have got much.
I think that's kind of how Visai is back home. Like, it's not a whole lot of rich because, it's all oil field dependent. And Leedy was a little bit south of us, and they always got, like, new shit. Like, you got a brand new gym. They got new buses. And we're like, damn. And then you go down there, and there's, like, an oil well site, like, right next to the fucking
Go
school.
play in the cornfield.
That's why.
That's what is it? Is it Grosbeck? Yeah, it's Grosbeck. If you go out to their field, it's like that because they have that nuclear power plant out there, and when they built out there, the federal government gave them here's all the money. Here's
I didn't know that.
yeah, there's a nuclear power plant out. It's it's in Grosbeck, and
I take my kids out there to go play.
yeah, and dude, you pull up to their stadium, and you're like, what college is this? And it's just like, but. They got that nuclear power money, and
Nuclear power money.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Well,
man.
see, that's crazy. Like, I remember, I think it was before my junior year and everything. We had this big grant to redo our gym floor and all this shit, and then they built new seats, and they got new seats and everything to go. And I'm like, hey, motherfuckers, these lockers are from the 50s.
Yeah.
Like, fucking do something about these lockers. We had no carpet; it was just concrete all the way through. But they had a Indian head. I think it was like 25 foot by 25 foot wide. And the dude freehanded it and then painted it all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
dope.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, we went to the game the other day, and that's the first time I've been to any of the high schools I went to. Well, that's been the first game I've ever been to in years. And this dude, when I was in school there, he drew the mascot. The shittiest drawing. The shittiest drawing.
Okay.
It looks like I don't even draw, and I could draw it better. And I'll be damned, when we pulled up, they still have that fucking mascot. I was like, somebody change that. Like, surely by now it's a bulldog, but it's
A bad bulldog.
oh god, it's so
It's like
bad.
a retarded bulldog.
I was just going to
Down
say a Down
syndrome
syndrome bulldog.
bulldog.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a Down
Exactly.
syndrome bulldog, and I was just like,
They need love too, all right?
I
Yeah.
get it, man, but God bless. I was like, we haven't changed that. Holy shit! I've been out of fucking high school 25 years. I was like, we didn't change that yet.
Stays forever.
I know. I went back home. They do alumni every Easter weekend. They have a big alumni event, and it's really like just a big drink fest. Like, I went. They had an academic bowl, and like some of the guys I graduated was like, "Oh, let's do the quiz bowl," and I'm like, "Bitch, I'm 33 years old. Like, I did not retain shit from high school. Like, don't fucking." And so we go to the quiz bowl, and they give you those little testers, and I'm like, "Well, just let me." And they're like, "We're gonna test them." And I was like, "Bitch, it's the only time I'm gonna click this one." I got a whole cup full of fucking whiskey, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it was literally, you had 5 qualifying rounds or some. You had so many qualifying rounds, and then it went like.
Oh,
this.
I think you
Literally-
told me about this.
Yeah, literally, the quiz bowl lasted for like 4 hours
Jesus.
Oh,
from the first game till the end of it, and it was literally like you did pool play and then you went into bracket play. We lost every game in pool play, and then we lost the first game in bracket play. And I'm like, look, man, like my cup's been out of whiskey for a little bit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Can we lose some more?
Man, my ex-wife, she went to a bigger school than I did for sure. And I can remember when we were married, and she goes, "Oh, they're having our 10-year or reunion or whatever." And I was like, "What is that?" She was like, "Yeah, they, I heard of class reunions before, but I thought that was just in like on TV and shit. I didn't realize that they really had those."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Your school doesn't have class reunions?" I'm like, "No,
All
we don't.
12 of us?
We don't talk to each other."
Right.
Like, even if they said it, like there'd be like 4 people show up. Like nobody would show up because everybody was just like, "Fuck off" when we left.
Well, then, so I took a donation from work and everything, got a donation and all that, and still had some of it. And so I was like, "Oh, I'll just take this up there because they do a big parade and everything." I ended up getting super fucking trash Friday night. Didn't make the parade. I'm like, "Oh, guys, sorry, woke up late. Not gonna show." They're like, "But you got the candy," and I'm like, "And bitch, go buy your own." Like, what the fuck? So then I ended up meeting up with somebody, for the quiz bowl and everything, and he was like, "Yeah, there's like 3 of us in the car in the truck for the parade." And I
Yeah.
was like.
Glad I didn't show
I was
up.
like, half you motherfuckers live around here. Like, I literally live live 6.5 hours away from this fucking town, and I can come all the way back, and y'all can't do shit.
And that was the weirdest thing is when I went out to that game to watch it, I was watching, and like as the team was going through and they were like, announcing the kids or whatever, it was all the last names. Like it was all the same, and I was like, come on guys, really? Like what the fuck are y'all doing? Like
why the fuck are you still in this shit?
Why are you here?
Guys,
like, what's going on?
That's going to be me. Yeah,
all except for Colton.
Yeah.
That's different.
Which I mean, I would like if I could move back home, I would do it in a heartbeat because literally I saw it's so cheap up there. It's dirt fucking cheap.
Yeah.
It was probably about a year and a half ago. I looked and there was a house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,500 square foot, had a 2-car attached carport, and then it had a 40 by 60 shop.
God damn.
And 10 acres. You know how much they wanted for this motherfucker? $175,000. That's it. I was like, you can't even buy a 2-bedroom crack house in South Waco for $175K.
Yeah.
Because Gabby's dad was going to buy an investment house down here, and we were just going to rent it from him. We were just going to make the mortgage payment every month and everything. And then we were looking around Waco, and the cheapest house we saw was like under $100,000, 19th and Trice. And I'm like, fuck you. I am. What's that? Oh yeah, that is white. And that's not just white.
Yeah,
that's white hay.
Yeah. That's not good.
I'm sitting in the room with a couple gingers over here.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
No, yeah. There was that's the crazy thing. There was 2 guys at work that were looking for houses that work in the area I work in, and they were looking for houses. What was crazy is they were way overpaying for these houses, and then top of that, like one guy, the lady said, "Hey, that house you were looking at, we can go look at it. We can go do the little." And he goes, "Okay, give me an hour to get out of here, so you could tell him, hey, I gotta go. I'll be right back, And she called him back 15 minutes later and was like, "Yeah, it's sold."
That's how it was when we were.
That's how our house was.
Yeah,
well,
we were looking at houses up. We just said fuck it. We started looking at houses up in Fort Worth, and we're like, fuck it, we'll just move. Fuck Waco, Yeah, all that. So we started to look around there, and we looked at a house. It literally went on that day, and like we were able to get in a booking to go look at it. And then we're like, oh, yeah, we really like this house. We kept calling it the hippie house. She kept calling it the hippie house. She's like, I get hippie vibes. I was like, probably because there's fucking hippies that live here right now. That's why you get hippie vibes. Yeah. And so then she's like, oh, yeah, we like it, and talk to the realtor and all this stuff. And then about 3 hours later, they call us and they're like, oh, yeah, hey.
It's gone. It's gone.
You can't even, don't even worry about placing a bid. And they're like, what? And she's like, it's fucking sold.
Somebody bought it for over asking price.
First day on the market, $25,000 over asking, I believe.
Yep.
No, I mean, Gabby's probably going to tell me, you're fucking lying. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. It seems accurate to me.
It's probably, so
Yeah.
So less than 2 years ago, when we bought our house in McGregor, we bought it for $128. Now, we put up a privacy fence and we put in a new AC unit, but we didn't do like a ton. Mm-hmm. We made some improvements, but not like anything crazy. And we put it on the market. We went under contract like a couple different times, and thankfully those actually fell through because the people that are buying it now, they offered $20,000 over asking.
Yeah.
And well, that part didn't go through, but we're still getting 5 over asking, and that's $200.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, we bought it for $128, selling for $200,
which is a good thing that you're selling now because Kyle, he's always looking because he lives in Burleson.
Horn.
Yeah, this motherfucker drives from Burleson all the way to Mars every day, and he was doing it at Romark too, and everything because he worked at Romark and came over and everything, and so he's been looking at houses, and it's starting to slowly go down. Like everything, like he showed me a couple of houses they looked at last week, and it's already like 1,000, 1,000 there, and everything. So right now would be a good time to actually sell.
We close tomorrow.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's perfect.
There was a couple of guys. There was one guy that he was driving. He actually just moved about 2 years ago, but he was driving from South Austin.
No, fuck that.
To work every day.
No, fuck that.
The south side of Austin. Mm-mm. I was like,
how long of a drive is that?
Oh, a couple hours.
Yeah, that's at least
2 hours
to work.
Yeah, it's like 2. Well, if he hit traffic, it was like 2.5.
Jeez, why?
I don't know. That's what I told him. I go, there ain't nothing in Austin you can do. Are you kidding me?
Well, there's a guy that works. He's the same team as me, but just different department, and he drives from Weatherford to work every day. And he was like,
they just must really love driving. Like that you got to enjoy that.
Well, I guess it was just I don't know what the fuck was happening because he told me he was like, well, I spend like $80 a day in gas. I'm like, bitch, I bet you do.
Yeah, no shit.
Day. You're not.
He's
you're
like
not
he's like 40. Yeah, he's like $40 one way. He's like, so if I could spend like $800 a month in gas, I think I could have a house here in Waco. And I'm like, no fucking shit. No fucking shit. You could go. I mean, like there's apartments in Robinson.
Yeah.
You know, like $600.
Is that where you live?
We moved from Robinson into Hewitt just
Okay,
now.
since that's where I live. I live in Robinson.
Yeah, we just moved recently.
Same.
Yeah, there's a guy up there right now that he doesn't own a car, so he just Ubers to work every morning. I was like, how much is it one way? He was like $17, and I was like, he spends like $100 and something a week on an Uber. I go, just go buy a car. I was like, that's literally a $400 car payment. You can get a nice ride. Like,
I
but
mean,
he's like, nah, I don't want to.
Even if you got to nut up and go to a buy here, pay here place, you know, which is horrible, of course. You know, but I mean, like, with all the banks that work with us,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you could get.
I had a 2018 Ram, and that's been my payment was $396 a month.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I was like, he goes, well, I'm thinking about buying a bike. I'm like, bitch, it's 120 degrees outside. I was like, what are you talking about? Buy a bike.
And then when it's the opposite of that,
No,
it's fucking 2 degrees. No.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Just
get a truck.
you spend 119 a week. That's $400 and something a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
stupid.
that's a car payment, man.
That's
a decent car.
Yeah, that's a nice car payment.
Yeah.
Say if you have good credit, like you're looking at a 2020, 2021,
Yeah.
damn near brand new.
Or why don't you just sweat your balls off this summer and keep that 400 and like ride the stupid bike and then get the $3,500 Honda Civic? You know, like
actually, it'd be cheaper. You could literally set up a deal with Waco Transit because there's a guy when I worked at the concrete plant out here in Elmont. He literally did that. It was like $25 a week, and you would call and give them an advance, give them your schedule, and they'll come pick you up and take you to work and then drop you off.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Did not know that.
Yeah, it's like $25. Because I mean, he lived over off like 30th and Bosque, and then they would take him all the way out to Elmont, and this dude would have to be there at 5 a.m. We had to be at work at 5 a.m.
Damn.
And that transit bus would drop him off in time, and then he would call and they would come pick him up.
Damn.
In about 30
That's
minutes.
dedication right there.
Yeah.
Shit.
And I mean, I think he said if he booked ahead, it was like $3 one way.
Damn.
That's that rural route thing.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
white.
say rural.
There's that white.
Rural.
It's like the little white, short bus.
Yeah, because that comes out to where I live.
Well, it comes out to work too because I pulled up the other day and it was dropping people off.
Yeah, I might tell him about that because he was trying to find a way to get there on the bus, and I was looking it up today, and I was like, "There's nothing that connects.
Yeah.
Like you have to."
We have bus stops out in front of us.
Yeah, so where he lives, there's no
yeah.
connect there because the buses will overlap each other at some point, but there's no overlap
At that
anywhere where he's close. Like the closest overlap was like 10 miles from him. Like that doesn't
that.
do you any good. You know, like the overlap doesn't work out. And there's one overlap that actually does work out, but it would put him getting to work at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, that's not gonna work out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely not going to work.
Depends on what, I guess, how high you up. But
Yeah.
some people could do what they want up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Some like.
Some
I
of
feel
them
like
were-
you're hurt. I feel like it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah, it's mutuality, you know.
It's
It doesn't exist.
Wait, mutuality exists? Yeah, I don't know what that
Yeah.
is.
Don't know what that is.
Some of them need to wear a ski mask for work on Fridays so they can,
Just
when
really
that check hits.
steal the company, you know.
Yeah. There's a couple of them that I want to tell them, like, hey, man, when your check hits on Friday, you need to send them a picture of your dick so they can see what they're getting fucked with.
Hey,
Because you just fucked them out of a whole paycheck.
yeah, at least a day's worth.
Yeah.
4 days worth a month, you know. Or
Yeah.
I guess 2 days a week. Yeah.
I mean, I don't work on Fridays, you know.
Yeah, but you put in vacation. There's a difference.
Wait, you don't work on Fridays?
Every other Friday.
Oh, I was like, what?
Yeah, every other Friday. It's one of those where I just save my vacation up to a certain point, and like starting in March, if you just save it till March, then if
Yeah.
you do the math, you can just take off every other Friday, and that's
Well, when I worked at
and you still have 40 hours left over. Something, okay.
So I worked at Sherwin-Williams, and there was a dude that did that. He would save his vacation, and then starting in November, he would have enough, and he would take every Friday off till the end of the year, and that's how he'd use up what he couldn't roll over. Like what
Yeah.
Sherwin wouldn't allow you to roll over, he would literally had enough to where he could take and that saved you because if you took Friday or Monday off at there, you didn't have to work the mandatory weekend if they called it.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was just like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, that Friday, that you don't have to wait that long.
Yeah.
Like you only have to wait till like March. Just don't take any vacation through January, February, March. I think it's April. It's like April. As soon as April hits, you can, if you do the math, you can just, and you still have 40 to carry over. You can literally, as long as you use it all up, you're good, man. Like, it's great.
I think I'm about to take like a week off soon. I'm getting real.
See,
frustrated.
that's where you lose it right
Yeah,
there.
I
Now
know.
you can't do it.
I'm doing
Hey,
it
guess
next
what?
week.
You taking
I'm
a whole
doing
week off?
Not the whole week. I'm taking Wednesday through Friday off.
Oh.
We're going to the Ozarks up in Missouri.
Ooh.
Oh, like the show?
No,
No.
the Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
I'm gonna learn how to launder money.
Yeah, that's the show.
Yeah. Oh,
Ozark.
that's what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just started watching that. It's pretty fucking awesome.
You're like way fucking behind on times.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I started watching it, and then I got rid of Netflix, so then I stopped watching it.
You suck.
Yeah.
Oh, have you ever watched Power?
Oh,
Hell yeah.
So
that's a
I'm way
great
behind.
show.
I get it. We just finished season 4.
No.
We're on to season 5.
Have you watched?
Yeah.
it? Have you watched the Power books?
no.
What?
Nah, because it's
No,
one of
no,
those-
no, no.
I wanted to run.
He's like,
No. They're good.
Are
Like
they?
especially like Tariq's Power book.
Yeah.
Like that one's really
don't.
good.
No spoilers, please. No spoilers.
And then I don't know if we finished it. No, we didn't finish it because they were doing it episode by episode. Tommy's is pretty good too.
Yeah.
And then
So that's how I actually got started watching Power, because I saw book 4, Force.
yeah,
It started. I was like, okay, it's been advertised quite a bit, and I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I didn't know what it was. I saw book 4. I was like, well, this is weird. Why are they starting book 4? And I watched like the first like couple minutes. Like, dude, Tommy's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me do some research, and I found out there's like
Yeah.
a whole thing, and I was like,
oh, it's crazy, man. It gets insane.
oh yeah,
I love it.
It's
I watch
fucking awesome.
the only ones I'm really up on right now are I watch Euphoria. That one's fucking insane.
Haven't touched it.
My old lady likes that one. I know.
Man, it's good. I mean, you gotta get into it.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, it was a little bumpy, and I'm just
And
like, oh,
it's-
this is like definitely up your alley. Like
and-
this is all that gay shit. that
Yeah,
you like,
and
babe.
it, man,
Some of
it
that
gets
gay shit.
man, dude. It's got plenty of gay, and it's super dark. If
Oh,
you're-
yeah. Oh,
like,
it's
one of
fucking
the,
dark.
Oh man, it's like one of those ones that you can watch 1 or 2 at a time, because after that you're like, all right, well.
Oh, okay, so
no,
that-
yeah,
like-
pretty fucking much. You're like, well,
Yeah, I want to kill myself now.
I'm
Like,
gonna
it's-
go
There's
ahead
some
and
people that
eat a
can't
fucking
watch that. I
bullet.
got you.
Yeah.
There's some people that shouldn't watch that.
And then the other one I watch is that it's the same thing on HBO Max. It's called Winning Time. It's about the Lakers.
I
God
haven't
damn,
seen
that
that
one's
one.
good. So good. John C. Reilly, out of
Oh,
all
John C.
people, plays Jerry Buss,
Oh,
the owner
okay,
of the
I know what
Lakers.
you're talking about, yeah.
And as soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, I might be out on this, because I mean, it's
He's-
John C.
he's from Step
Reilly,
Brothers,
and this
yeah.
is supposed to be kind of like a serious
Right,
show. And
right.
I'm like, damn, dude, knocks it out of the ballpark. You would swear
Really?
he's Buss. Like, you're like, oh, did you go live with the man to understand like exactly how he acts and stuff? Because
Yeah.
it's insane.
I'm gonna
It's so
check that
good.
one out.
It's about the Lakers of like the 70s and 80s.
I've been seeing it and
Yeah,
everything, but I'm
it's
just
so
like,
good, man. And now, if I was Jerry West or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I would probably sue them, because
Oh, yeah.
they make them look like the biggest assholes in the whole planet. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ, man, I didn't know they were really like that. You know, I don't know, but
I mean, I think a lot of a lot of those top guys back in the day were though.
Yeah.
man, Kareem, they paint him in a bad light.
Bad.
Like super bad. They try to kind of come around at the end, but you're like, too late.
Yeah, you done burnt this motherfucker to the
Oh,
ground. There's
man,
no
yeah,
salvaging
yeah,
it.
Thought he was a legend? No, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Jerry West was the same way. I think Jerry West did wind up suing him, because he was like, "It's not
accurate.
like that at
Yeah.
all." You know, like I'm
Yeah.
not even like that at all. You know,
I'll
because
check
they
it
paint
out.
him as like a crazy person, like literally a psycho. And he's like, every time you see him on interviews and stuff, he's just like this laid back ass country boy. You know, and he's like, I'm not crazy. I'm just a dude. Like, you know?
Like John Daly. John Daly's my hero. Like
John
if I could
Daly.
be like fucking John Daly, I
Man.
would.
We saw him tee off at Byron Nelson a few years ago. Jesus Christ, he hits that ball.
Oh, he smokes it.
I thought you were gonna talk about his cheeks.
No, he fucking,
No.
John Daly crushes it.
I don't
Man.
watch golf.
Did you see? So he did that tour in Tulsa here recently. Did you see like him? Tulsa, Oklahoma has a PGA tour like
Yeah,
every
yeah.
few years or whatnot, and then they had like what John Daly consumed in the first round of golf,
Oh yeah.
and it was like 12 Diet
Yeah.
Cokes, 8 bags of peanuts, and like 2.5 packs of cigarettes, 0 water.
Yeah, the
Jesus
one that
Christ.
kills me is when that. Have you seen the clip where the seal gets on the seal puts the
Yeah.
tea in his mouth? He puts the tea in his mouth and tees the ball up, like lays on his back and tees the ball up. And you know, it's one of those things. If you're hitting the ball off of somebody's face, you know, like you're gonna.
Yeah.
And Daly just walks up and the guy puts it down, and I'm assuming the guy thought he was gonna like warm up or something. And Daly's like, "All right, put it down." Pow! And just strokes it right
Oh,
off
yeah.
of his face. And the guy goes, Jesus fucking Christ, I thought you were going to warm up. And he was like, no, man, I just hit it.
And then you see him like he's on the tour because they make everybody walk on the tour. But then here's John Daly, one leg out the golf cart like he's at a good old country boy. And he's just like no.
Marshawn lynching it around there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Love it.
Yeah,
My
we saw. Go ahead.
No, what was? Didn't they just have a competent? I don't know what the fuck you called. I don't watch golf. They had a big one on TV recently.
Oh, Brady and Rogers and everybody.
I don't know. My brother went to it, whatever it was, and
No, I don't know.
No, that one might have been.
I think
also.
Spieth was there.
Oh, that was the only ones they have in Texas are the Colonial and Byron Nelson.
Yeah,
Maybe
That's
I don't
it.
know.
And they, I
I'll
think they
to
have to have the Houston something. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't go to Houston. I don't like Houston.
No, I mean,
Yeah, I hate Houston. But he was there, and he was on the TV behind Spieth, and it just looked like he's taking a picture of Spieth's butt. That's all it looked like.
Probably was.
I'll show you after this.
I would take a picture of Spieth's butt.
That's exactly what it
I
looked
think
like.
I don't know if I told it on this one or the other one, but we went to the Byron Nelson one year at the height of like before pre-fucked up Tiger, like when Tiger was still Tiger, like before he got
Phenomenal
caught,
Tiger,
before he got caught,
before he fucked all them white bitches.
yeah.
That's
And
probably
dude,
during that.
I mean, he was still doing it. But
Yeah.
His
He
old
was-
lady found out.
At that, you say that at that time, he was so self-conscious of his image that we were sitting, and I'm from me to you, like that's how close we are to him, and he misses a putt a little left, and he walks over to his caddy, and he's standing there, and like I said, we're me to you, and he goes, give me my towel, Rick. And so the guy hands him his towel. He puts it over his face and acts like he's wiping the sweat off his face. And as soon as he does, he's just like, motherfucker, fuck. But he was just so self-conscious about people thinking he was the good guy that he's not going to mouth it on TV. He was like, I don't want to get caught cussing.
He's aware of what everybody...
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to get caught cussing.
Yeah,
so I just
Whereas John Daly's like, where can I smoke a cigarette at? Where's the nearest Hooters?
That was the thing that killed me about going to that one we went to, though, was how close you get to that. I was like, this seems dangerous. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, Sergio Garcia walked by, and, like, literally, I just reached out and, like, slapped him on the back. I was like, all right, man. Like, and I was like, I shouldn't
Be able to do that.
Yeah,
Should've
why am
gave
I
him
getting
a
to
good
do
old
that?
butt
Like,
tap.
Well, then also, I mean, you're all surrounded by that
Yeah.
green, and you're just like, what if someone shakes this motherfucker?
yeah. It's weird. It's weird how close. I mean, when he walked by, he's a long ways away compared to how close I was to him. And I'm
Should've given
like,
him a hug.
man, this doesn't seem like we should be able to do this.
And that's just
like,
not cheap either. Going to those are not cheap.
this one wasn't bad. It was $45 for a one day.
Oh.
It was $45 for an any day. So you could go
Any day.
once any
Yeah.
day, and
That's
so we
not
went
bad.
on. Of course, we went on Sunday.
Yeah, that's the best day to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And,
That's boring. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Boring shit.
we figured it out pretty quick though. Like that morning, we walked around and like followed some people, like watched them tee off, watched some people putt and stuff like that. Then it started getting towards the afternoon when the big boys were teeing off,
Yeah.
and I was like, we should probably go upstream and just camp and find a spot and let them come to us. And it worked out perfect, man, because we were right on the rope. And then next thing you know, here comes Mickelson and Tiger, and the gallery is following them. So like you're parked up on the rope, and when they get there, you got a front row seat. They're all behind you.
See,
So
I couldn't go to it. I mean, I would love to go to a tour event, but I couldn't do it because I would get too white trash wasted in the middle. Like, I would literally be that group of
you better bring some cash, dude, because that shit was expensive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's just like, so we went to PBR not too long ago up in Dallas. And props Carlos, because Gabby's dad picked up that whole bar tab there, and it was fucking miserable. I mean, it was insane. By the time we pre-gamed before we got there, like how it was half lit by the time we got there. And then we continued, like as soon as we got inside, they're like, where's the bar? And I'm like, ooh, it's right there. Double Crown and Cokes all night long. And then she would get up and go with her dad to the bar. And next thing I know, I'm just like, I look at her sister, I'm like, hey, Bree, how many bulls are out there right now? And she's like, fucking one. And I'm like, nah, there's like two. And she's like, no, there's two. I was like, shit, I better quit fucking drinking. Because we'd get up and leave and go to the bar, and she'd be like, you want to do shots of tequila? And I'm like, see, this is why I love your little Mexican ass.
How much was that tab?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I don't want to know.
Oh, that's so.
I think we ended up paying for some, and I think we ended up spending like $250 on liquor, maybe. I'm not for sure. But
Y'all paid for some? And it was
yeah, he paid. Well, see, and then the time before that, we went to the casino with him for my birthday, and he picked up the whole liquor tab. And it was literally just me, him, and her drinking. And I think for that night at the casino, it was like $600.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, literally, every time we go to the bar together, we're getting mixed drinks, and then we're doing shots.
Yeah, we went to the horse races about a month ago, and that shit's really fun.
Yeah, we need to go check that out.
I know, man.
I know for my wife's 21st birthday, she wasn't a big drinker. We went to, I don't know if I've told you this before. I think I have. We went to Austin, and her brother, he used to run the bars up there. Like he was like a bouncer and all that stuff. So all the bars know him. So we got backdoor access. We were behind the bars and stuff, and we were just getting free drinks all night. And he was paying part price for it, and with him paying like part of the price for the regular drink, he spent like $800 or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
It's ridiculous. And then I got plastered because he was testing me. It was my first time meeting him, and he was like, I want to know how this dude acts while he's drunk. So he's just handing me shots and drinks constantly all night. By the end of the night, I remember, I only remember some of the night, but they handed me some vodka, and they said, hold on. This is what I'm told. They said, hold on, we're going to get some pickle juice, and we'll mix it. I don't remember. All I remember is just taking the vodka and being like, where's the pickle juice? It was just, and then they're like, here's the pickle juice. Like, what is this? Isn't a pickle shot. What are y'all doing? And then I went and threw up in the corner. And they had to clean it up.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I threw up again on the way to the hotel on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah, no.
Those are like two parts of that night I remember. That's about
I don't do puke. Like I don't know. I'm
not a big puker.
I'm a team puker.
You're 6'7", so there's a lot of it to go around.
Well, that and I mean, like also, like I'm not a puke person. Like my kids throw up, and I'm like, no, fuck you, go find your mom.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't do puke.
Oh hell no, I'm a team puker. Like I am like if I hear the
That's how
you're going with. You're going with.
I remember one time, my kids had came over to my apartment and everything, and Kane was like, "Dad, I don't feel good," and I fucking grabbed him by the top of the head and spun him around and kind of gave him a little shove, and I was like, "Toilet!" And he like threw up on the floor, and I'm like, "All right, look, here's you get this towel, you put it on there, you kind of pick it all up," and he's like, "My mom cleans my throat." I'm like, "But I ain't your fucking mom. Clean your own puke up."
My dad, when we were living, we were tiny, man, and my mom was working nights at the time. I can't remember why my mom hardly ever worked nights, but she worked nights at that particular time. We moved down here, same thing. We were at home with my dad by himself, and at the time he worked for a carpet cleaning company. And I got sick one night, threw up in the carpet like while I was still awake, and I was tiny, man. I just remember my dad going, "Don't open the door for anybody. Stay right here. Do not open the door. Do not get up. Sit right there." And he this is like 2:00 in the morning. He bounces and goes and gets the carpet cleaning van.
That's exactly what I would have done. Oh,
and he was like, I just remember being like 5, going, "Why am I home by myself?"
So Kanan the kids came over and stayed recently with Gabby and I and everything, and then I think they were going to school the next morning, and Kanan's all like, Addison, all of a sudden you just hear her start screaming, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? So I go in the room and look, and she's up at the head of the board, knees to chest, like just rocking. She's like, "Dad, Kanan's throwing up," and then Kanan's all like, "Ah," like lethargic. I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I turn the light on, and I'm like, "Babe," and then like she's just like, I come in there, and I'm like, "Here, all hell," and she's like, "Just get the fuck out of here." I'm like, "Thank you, I love you."
I can't do it either.
Puke doesn't.
Well, I say that I was recently thrown up on by my daughter. It was the first time she's like really thrown up. There was a bad bug that went around. I got super sick too. I think that's when I went to the hospital or to the ER, and she was sitting on me, and she had drinking her normal morning milk, and she was just sitting there, and then she just like makes this weird face, and it just all over me. And I didn't react crazy or anything. I just I picked her up and I put her down, and I looked down, I looked back up at her, and right back more right back on me. I was like, "Carissa," I can't move. And then I tried to stand up, and I slipped in it.
I would have fucking thrown up on my kids. Like
it didn't bother me. It was weird because if anybody else throws up, I'm like, I'm done. Even the thought of we had a guy at work one time. He was overheating and everything, and
how do you overheat at that place?
I don't know.
Well, he's like a medical thing that was happening.
Okay, I thought he was a fat fuck. I was going with that.
I'm fat and I don't overheat.
Well, it was a medical thing he had going on, and he was sitting there on the stairs, like leaned over, like he was gonna pass out, and this was the day one of the water hoses busted or whatever, and so everybody's scurrying around because the floor is flooding with water, and he's sitting there like about to pass out, and they have like a couple of the medical guys there, and I'm sitting there like I grab him a trash can, 'cause like he's about to throw up. And he leans forward, and I'm like, and I had to walk away because like just the thought of him, like he just started opening the mouth like he was going to. Nope, done.
Oh, fuck you.
Puke doesn't bother me. I
got gaggy. That's why I had to do the shirt thing.
Puke doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't even phase me, man. I've never been bothered by puke. It's
Must
just
be
like
nice.
my daughter. She was tiny, man. It was like right after me and my wife got divorced, or my ex-wife got divorced, and it was one of the first times she was over at the house with me by herself. It was colder than shit outside. She had on her little little jacket with the hood or whatever, and she was running around outside. And she just stops and looks at me, and I've never seen her puke before. Like, this is the first time, outside of being a baby, And she's just running, and she just looks at me, gets this weird look on her face, and goes, God, and like, I'm talking about fucking Exorcist style.
Fuck that.
Just like launches it into the front
I
yard.
sold that kid.
Launches it into the front yard, and she's so much like me that like she just goes, God, and it goes out, and I looked at her and went, you good? Like that, and she goes, yep. Like that, she just takes off again, and I was like, "Sweet." I was like, "At least it was in the front yard." Like it
was crazy, bro.
My kids, I can't stand them. I love my kids. I love my kids, but I'm just like, man, like, why did I think that I needed 4 fuck trophies? Like,
you got 4?
I got 4 of them.
Are they all? They're not all yours though.
Emery's not mine, but mine. Like, she's not my blood, but that kid acts
that's what
exactly like me. And so now we've got a thing where like. I'm as vulgar as I am now is really how vulgar I am around my kids. Like I express myself and like, so I let my kids cuss. I'm like, you want to cuss? As long as it's around us, I don't care. As long as it's in the house, I don't care. And so Emery's like the other day, she couldn't get the TV to work, and she's like, that TV's a fucking bitch, Dad. And I'm like, it sure is, baby. It sure is.
So proud.
Oh yeah. And then so like I'll just be walking through the house, and she'll be like, hey, Daddy. And I'm just like.
Fair enough. That's weird. That's something I just kind of thought of. That's a weird society form that your parents tell you grow up not cussing, but
they cuss.
When you see your parent, like you know my father at work, he doesn't hold back. Like I wonder what's that about, man. Like, this is so weird. Is it? I mean,
I don't know. So you're saying that when my daughter was little, this is when again she was at the house, just me and her. And I did something. I don't know. I pulled a plate out, and the plate flew out, landed on the ground. Shatters everywhere, and she was like probably 3 at the time. She just walks up, and I was looking at it, and I was like, God, I was just thinking, God, I gotta clean this up. I go, hey man, don't walk in there. The glass is everywhere, and she just like, she's tiny, man. She puts her hands on her hips and goes, damn it, Dad. I go, don't say that, but it was right in the right spot. That's not like you were correctly. You were just she was running around going fuck, but you weren't doing that. You like that was perfect. That was where it was supposed to be used.
That's how Emery is. Like for a 5-year-old, like
she's 5.
Yeah, she's 5. She's 5, and she has like she uses it perfect. Like it's always in the right context and everything. And so we had just had the baby last July. Like she'll be a year in July. And so my ex-wife took Emery and my older two like to some softball thing or whatnot. And so Emery's walking around, and they're like, of course she's new, like literally just had the baby the day before. And so Emery's telling everybody, my mommy just pushed my baby sister out of her vagina at 4 and everything. And they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Why do you not want your kid to use the right name?
Yeah, the proper term.
Yeah, why would you not want him to use the correct name? Because, I mean, if anything's going to happen, nobody's going to be like, oh, Tommy over there touched my cookie. Like, we didn't have cookies at lunch today. No.
We didn't pack no cookies.
We didn't have cookies today. What the fuck are you talking about?
Coochie. That's the one I use. Coochie.
Wow.
Coochie?
Yeah.
No.
I use them all.
I use them all, too.
Yeah. Some are more appropriate than others.
Right.
In certain instances.
Yeah.
I feel like you're judging me now. You
No.
looked at me with so much contempt.
No, just listening, man.
God, I hate you.
What?
What's something about your face?
Yeah.
Just the way it's shaped.
Yeah.
Can we reshape it?
I told you, a buddy of mine, I told him all the time, he had a face that everybody wanted to punch.
Yeah, I'm picking up on that.
Yeah. Not me.
No, yes, you.
Yeah, he definitely had it.
Yeah,
It
there's
just-
a couple people at work that I feel like that.
He was
like,
the nicest guy in the whole
people
world.
are just stupid.
I saw him get punched more times. You know, like,
Oh, I remember this.
yeah, I was like,
He'd be
God,
behind.
why? Literally, he's the nicest dude in here. Like, why did you pick him? Like it.
You're talking about how he's like behind, he's
Yeah.
not even arguing, and then
Yeah.
they go past you.
There was one particular time where this guy did not get into. He's not he's not a confrontational person, you know. And so we were out somewhere. There was about 6 or 7 of us. I'm talking shit to this guy, me to you, and I'm just like, fuck you, doing all this stuff. And he was like, he's standing behind me. not looking. I mean, I'm talking about he's not like
in a different fucking world.
Yeah, he's not mean mugging over the. He's talking to somebody else. Like he's over here going, I don't know what's going on over here, but I'm going to talk. Like doing this thing. Yeah. And the guy just looks at me and he goes, you know what? Fuck you. And he comes across. I'm like, oh, he's fixing to hit me, and he just shoves me out of the way and just blasts this dude in the side of the head. And I was like, why? Why would you hit him?
I'm the one talking shit.
Yeah. And why? He wasn't even in the conversation. Like he's literally, and he was just standing there doing this, talking, and he just eats one. And like I was like, why? Why would you? And that happened more than once. That wasn't the first time that had happened.
So I remember one time when I was in college. Okay, when I was enrolled in college.
Where did you go to college?
Southwestern Oklahoma State University. At the
hell
time.
of a name.
Yeah, at the time that I went there, it was like in the top 10 schools in America for STDs.
Oh, there you go. That's the place to go right there.
Fucking champ. Like, hey, people are putting out. Like, let's go. So we ended up going to this bar. It's called JC Cowboys. And we drank before, and I wasn't even 21 yet, so I'd put a little Vaseline on my hand right here, and then have a buddy go in and pay, get a hand stamp, and then he'd be like, oh shit, forgot my cigarettes, and then go out and rub hands, and then I'd wait about 5-10 minutes, and then go, oh look, already paid, I'm of age, and then go drink. Well, we ended up getting shit faced before, and then so we keep going and everything, and then there's this little bull rider. I mean, he was probably like 5'3", 5'4". He comes up to me. He's like, I'm gonna whoop your fucking ass by the end of the night. And I mean, I'm already drunk. And I'm like, all right, buddy. Literally patted the stupidest fucking thing I could ever do in my life. I patted. All right, man. You have a great night. And then next thing I know, I'm like fucking 10 more shots deep and a few more beers. And this little motherfucker comes up and he's like, hey man, you ready to get your ass whooped? And I'm like, all right, fuck it, man. Let's get it over with. Fucking come on. So we go outside, and I guess he had slipped behind me, and I wasn't paying attention because I'm laughing. And this motherfucker jumps up, hits me in the back of the head as soon as we get out the front door, and I'm on the ground. And I'm like, what the fuck? How many? Who hit me? How many? Where are they at? Yeah. And then this little bitch is on top of me like a fucking monkey, just beating the shit. I ended up fucking kicking him off, crawling up underneath the pickup truck, and I'm holding him. I'm like, fucking quit, motherfucker, fucking quit. I'm like, shit's over with. And he's like, nah, bitch. He's like, then he literally, the funniest thing, I mean, it was, I'll remember this till the day I die. He literally looks underneath the pickup truck, and he's like, you good? Are we good? And I'm like, bitch, I was good when I got here. You started this.
Yeah, you started this, man.
He's like, oh, I just got to prove my worth. And I'm like, you're on the rodeo team. What the fuck else do you have to prove?
Yeah.
You're 5'3", bro, and you ride bulls. Like, what else do you have to prove?
Yeah, what else you got, man?
He's got to prove he needs another 7 inches. That's a short man.
Yeah.
Right?
He might have had those.
No matter how bad he kicked your ass, he's still short.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He still is. That
Exactly.
motherfucker, he's straight. Like, I had heel prints on my back from his boots. I was like, you're a fucking dick, dude.
He knocked you down.
Oh, dude, he knocked it. I swear, I thought like 3 people hit me in the back of the head. I was like, get him the fuck off me. And my buddy was like, who are you saying? What? He's like, what in your right mind made you say, get them off me? And I'm like, bitch, I thought I got hit by several. And he's like, nope, just one little motherfucker.
I had one buddy that was a shit talking man. He should talk more shit and couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. Like, but talk more shit. But he was one of those guys. As much as he talked, I mean, I don't know if his people didn't take him serious but he never really got. Nobody got sideways with him. There was finally this guy in a bar one night, and he just kept talking shit. They were playing pool. He just kept talking shit, and the guy trying to be
nice.
He goes, because my buddy wore glasses, and he was like, don't worry about it, man. He goes, I don't touch a guy with glasses. Just trying to calm the situation down, make a little funny. And my buddy, being a jackass, pulls his glasses off and goes, don't got him now. And the guy was doing this, and he just goes, and just like keeps right on what he's doing. My buddy just goes, whoop, and nasty plunges and hits the ground. And I picked him up and was like, let's go. I was like, that's enough.
I had a buddy like that, and his name was Ocean, and we would literally go to like different towns and parties, and he would run his fucking mouth.
Yeah.
And then because he had me with him and like a couple others, and so he'd be like, oh yeah, start talking shit, and he'd be over here at a different party, like, hey, new honeys, girls, what's up, and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden I was like, hey man, we're gonna get in a fight, and I'm like, no the fuck we're not.
No,
the fuck we're not.
No, you are.
No, he's like, no, like he's like, this guy's over here talking shit about you, and I'm like, no, he's not. Who the fuck are you even talking about? Like, I've showed up to the party and I've made my way way to the ice chest where I'm at right now. I haven't moved anywhere.
Yeah, there's no way.
What the fuck are you talking
And
about?
anybody's
He's like,
mad
no.
at me.
He's like, no, we're going to get in a fucking fight tonight. And I'm like, Ocean, I swear to God, we're 30 miles from town. I will fucking leave you in this shithole. Yeah. And he's like, no, you won't. I'm like, all right, fucking got in the truck and fucking left. No fuck with me. Like,
we did that one night. A buddy of mine showed up and he was like, he goes, I was at this party and these guys started talking shit. And he's playing pure like tattletale.
Oh, yeah.
These guys started talking shit and and I was like, he goes, can you come back with me? I was like, no, I don't want to get in a fight. And he was like, come on, man. So he keeps going. And I go, you know what? Fuck it. So me and a couple of buddies get in the car. Like, let's go figure this out. You know, so like,
Let's go figure this out.
yeah, let's go figure out what we're doing. You know, so we showed up and I got out of the car and that guy goes, he said y'all be back. And I was like, I'm sorry? Like that, because I'm thinking we're going to walk up and be like, hey, what happened? You know, and the guy goes, he said you'd be back. And about that time, there was probably 40 motherfuckers just come out of the house. And they go, what you want? And I go, not a damn thing. I got back in the car and we left. I was like, nah, I'm good.
so that's funny. It was my senior year in high school. And then a buddy of mine, we knew a couple of girls from another town over and everything. And he texted this one just being stupid. Like, I mean, we were just friends with him. Like, nobody was in the interest of a relationship. We were all just friends. And he texted her and he goes, I love Lamp. Classic Anchorman line. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then her fucking her boyfriend starts messaging. And so we're literally doing stuff for our senior class and everything, like, and all that. So we just started passing the phone around and started talking shit.
No.
Like, everybody started talking shit. People that didn't even know what the fuck were just like, hey, man, talk shit to somebody. And he's like, oh, okay. And so they would read the last message and they were like, well, yeah, you know what? No, your mom sucks big and everything. And so they're like, you know what? We're going to fight. And so we're like, all right. So we got the whole baseball team together and everything. And we're like, this ain't going to be bad. Yeah. For some dumb reason, we decided that we was going to go on a country road outside of town.
Right.
And everything. So we're standing there. We're trying to, like, I don't know. Buddy, my best friend that started it, just with the stupid text, was like trying to diffuse the situation. And then next thing you know, the guy standing next to him comes out of his pockets, had a set of brass knuckles, and cold clocks him like right across the nose and breaks his fucking nose. Well, then that just started it. And so I go to shrug my jacket off. And then all of a sudden, this little bitty fucking Native American kid comes up. Swear to God, he had to pull a step stool out, and then just dots me in the nose. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I finally come to, and then I see another buddy getting hit, and so I come over and uppercut this dude, and then we go back into town, and then our car was coming, and someone had come out of their house that was right there, so we all scattered like flies. And then we go home and we go to Buddy's house and we're like, oh man, our fucking noses are broken, all this. And his mom was there and she's like, quit fucking playing. Y'all are playing. She's like, I'm tired of y'all shit. Y'all are always doing something dumb. And then we literally both just open up our hands like this and she goes, oh shit, Johnny, calling for his dad. And then literally, so for the next 45 minutes, some of the other kids from the baseball team ended up showing up to Buddy's house. Our coach showed up for some reason, and then Johnny's dad, or Buddy's dad, Johnny, was there and all this stuff. And it was literally just 45 minutes of fucking grown people belittling us. I can't believe y'all got in a fucking fight. How did you, the biggest motherfucker, get your ass whooped? I'm like, did you not see that Indian with the fucking step stool? That little firewater drinking, horse riding son of a bitch leapt up like he was fucking shooting a bow and arrow and hit me in the nose. He was like, Travis, there was no Indians there. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You don't know that.
You don't know that.
Your nose is broken.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine moved to Boston. We're right outside of Boston. He lived in Cape Cod. He moved up there. And so we did the same thing. We went up there just to visit him, see what was going on. So there, they don't sell beer in convenience stores. You have to go to a liquor store, So the liquor store's all the way across town. So I was like, I want to see the town anyway. Let's go. So it was me, a friend of mine, or me, two friends, and then the guy that's kind of like almost our host or whatever. He's showing us around. So we go to this liquor store across town. As we're leaving the parking lot, I'm assuming these guys thought we pulled out in front of them. I don't know. We didn't, but I'm assuming he did because he pulled out and they were coming up behind us. And as soon as we get to the stop sign, they pull up beside us and they're just, fuck you. And they're in a big expedition.
Yeah.
We're in this tiny car. Fuck you. And I'm a hothead as it is. So I was like, bitch, fuck you. And they're like, hey. And I was like, no, fuck these assholes. Fuck you, piece of shit. And so we drive to the next one. They drive to the next stop sign. They stop at the next one. They're like, still talking. And I was like, man, tell these clowns to get out of the fucking car. And they're like, no, man, let's just go,
Yeah.
So we get to the next red light. And when we get to the red light, they do one of these in front of us. And so I was like, fuck it. We had stopped when we went to the convenience store. They had like a fountain drink thing in there. So I'd gotten like a big, like one of these, And So I had it in my hand, and I go, man, fuck these guys. I set it down in the deal, and dude, I will never forget this as long as I live. Scariest moment of my life. These dudes, so first off, we thought there was 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They were solid guys in the
There's
front
like 8
seat.
probably.
Dude, all 4 doors sling open.
Oh, shit.
And it looked like the lineman for the New England Patriots. Kind of like, have you ever seen, it's like be like him. You
Yeah.
ever seen somebody get out of a car and they just keep getting out? Like they don't stop getting out. You're like, their head should stop right now. Now, not stopping. Jesus Christ. And these guys got out and their arms are bigger than my legs. You know, they're just like,
Oh, fuck that.
and it's all 4 of them. And like they get out and they just start walking towards the car. And my buddy goes, Jesus Christ, like that. And I was like, yeah, this ain't happening. You know, and so like I was like,
That's a negative
yeah,
ghost rider.
nope, not happening. So I was like, they're like, what do we do? Because their car was in the way. I was like, when I tell you to hit the reverse, you hit the fucking reverse. You know, and so this guy comes walking up to the car and he puts his, I like roll the window down. And he puts his big ass arms on the car and he leans in and goes, what's the fucking problem? Like that. And I go, nothing. Good. I just like threw the Coke in his face. And I go, drive, bitch. And like, he backs out, dude. They chased us all over town. Like,
Oh, I bet.
we finally, like, they were behind us. We couldn't get rid of them. They finally got stopped at a stoplight. And we pulled in down the guy's road, and there was a wooded area right across the street. And we literally just pulled the car in behind the trees and stuff. And they drove up and down that road. We left the car there and just walked across the street to his house. We left the car there, and they drove up and down that road all night looking for us.
Oh, I
like,
bet.
and I was just like, huh, if they find the car and they beat the shit out of it, I'll help you pay for it. I was like,
They were gonna kill you.
We're
bro.
not gonna go out there.
I'll cover the deductible. I'll cover the deductible.
We're not going out there. I was like, we're not going to get that car. Like, yeah, but dude, it was the funniest. I just
You were gonna die.
I remember that shit. We went to, I was like 18, 19 years old, and we went to Oklahoma City downtown. And we were smoking a little weed, you know, and everything. We had the windows rolled down. It was me and a buddy, Brad. And then we pull up at the stop sign. And, like, the crazy thing about Oklahoma City is you'll literally be, like, here's a stoplight. And it's the cool part about downtown. And then you go through the stoplight. And you're like, oh, look, I can buy crack pipes now. Like, it's literally just that instant in Oklahoma City. So we went down there and we were doing all that. So we stopped at a stoplight and everything. And, like, we're, you know, smoking a blunt. And we rolled the windows down to kind of let it air out. And then about 3 black dudes on each side come up, hey man, look at this, what you want to buy, and they stuck their hands in, and Brad's just about as big as an asshole as I am and everything, and so we just look at each other, and I'm like, you thinking what I'm thinking? And he's like, yeah. And so they're all like, hey man, look at this, look, you know, open up sacks of weed and let you look at everything, and we literally just go on 3, 1, 2, 3, boom, knock their hands up, dump all the weed and everything out that they had in their hands into the car and all this stuff and start hauling ass. Well, they get in this old caddy and start chasing us. And I was just like, oh shit, Brad. I was like, Brad, get the fuck out of here and everything. And the next thing you know, here, blow, and they shot him. They had a sawed-off shotgun.
Oh,
And they
Jesus.
shot, and it hit the bed of his truck and peppered the whole bed of his truck, the tailgate and everything. And then next thing I know, this motherfucker turns into hillbilly NASCAR, and we just start like zooming. And he was like, "Man, oh shit! I didn't think a little truck was going to get us out of here." And I was like, "Fuck! I thought we were going to die." I'm like, that was probably the coolest thing I've ever fucking done in my life. But that was also the stupidest fucking shit ever. Like. Two little honky ass white boys in Oklahoma City, and there's like a whole bunch of black dudes trying to put drugs in your car. What do you want to buy? I mean, it was like crack, cocaine, all that, and you just like, for some stupid reason, I had the grand idea to knock the bags out of their hand.
Yeah, I would have been like, hey, no, I'm good, man. I'm out of here. I think so. Here's actually 20 for you for free.
Here's a 20 to get the fuck away from my car.
Me and my brother went to go buy some dope one night, man, and it was the same thing. We like pulled in. No, this wasn't with me. I think. This was somebody else. This wasn't with me. He pulled in with a buddy of his, and as they pulled into like these apartments here in town. I want to talk about, but there's one way in, one way out.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, "Hey, don't pull in, just pull to the curb, and they'll come out." You know, and he was like, "No, the guy's waving me in." He goes, "Yeah, he sure is. Don't pull in there." You know. Dum pulls in there.
Oh, fucking idiot.
So as soon as they do, cars come in, they lock them in, guy pulls the gun, get the fuck out of the truck, you know, that kind of thing.
Stole it all.
So this guy, he opens the door and gets out, and it's a bench seat. So my brother starts sliding over, and as soon as he gets in front of the steering wheel, hits the car in front of him and takes off. And he looks back, and this dude is Terminator 2 in it and dives into the back of his own truck. So they drive off. You hear the pop, pop, pop. That kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, no.
So they get back to wherever they're partying at. This guy jumps out and he's like, "Man, that was really close." And my brother beats the shit out of him.
I would have too.
He just beats the brakes off this guy. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" He's like, "I told you, don't pull in there." What are you doing?
I was always real skeptical about doing drug deals when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Because
From
the country.
This doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, because I'm from the country and everything, and I'm like, "Hey man, what do you got?" And then I realized like everybody that I deal with is black as shit.
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Hey, that's cool. Like I like it. Like I ain't hating on you, but not a lot of people like big ass white dudes.
Yeah, no,
it's not.
Yeah, y'all sketchy as fuck.
Sketchy.
Yeah.
Why? Because I look like the fucking gingerbread man walking around or some shit, like fucking Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, Paul Bunyan.
I
You look like you're gonna be a serial killer and chop somebody up.
No, that's my 5-year-old Emery. Because I get on her ass all the time, and like she'll be so mad at me. I'll be like, Emery, she'll be like, "Can I do this?" I'm like, "No," and she'll be like, "Mm." And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wake up one morning. And this little 5-year-old's gonna have a fucking kitchen knife. Be like, "Hey, fat fuck! Remember when you said I couldn't have ice cream? Shank, shank, shank."
Learn real quick.
Oh yeah, no, because she sleepwalks and everything too. Sleepwalks, sleep talks, like it's wild. Like we were at Gabby's dad's house in Arlington, and she started sleepwalking, and she literally went all the way downstairs and into the bathroom and was still asleep. And her dad's like freaking out. Gabby's dad's freaking out. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I'm like, "It's sleepwalking, dickhead. Like, what do you mean?"
I never saw it, but my grandpa was a hardcore sleepwalker. I never saw it, but I've heard some crazy stories about him sleepwalking. Like he, my dad was still a baby, and my grandma tried to wake him up one time. They tell you not to wake him up, because they get violent. And she tried to wake him up, and he went straight trying to dome her up, and she was like, "Never again,"
You never domed your old lady while you sleep?
No,
I have. Well, that's a story for in a minute.
But she went to so she would just follow him around and make sure he didn't she kind of steer him one way or steer him the other. She started doing it. Well, there was one night he went there. My dad was a baby, and it was cold outside because it's cold in West Texas, man. And he took him, picked him up. Acted like he was burping him or whatever, then walked outside, laid him on the porch, shut the door, locked it up, went back to bed. My grandma was following him around, so she was like, "Jesus Christ, you're out there."
What the fuck, Artie?
Yeah, but he just went and set him on the porch and was like, "I guess this is where he's staying," and back in he came, but it's crazy, man. They don't know what they're doing.
No,
there was a friend of mine that slept 8. He would go in there or he would go in there and wake up, and there would be a block of cheese gone, and he's like, "I guess I got up and wanted cheese last night." It's
that's Gabby will say that Emery and I and everything, like if we're sleeping in the same, because Emery will come in our room sometimes or whatnot and everything. She said that her and I will both get to sleep talking together.
Yeah,
and it'll be like I'll say something, and it makes no fucking sense at all, but it's her and I carrying on a full conversation. And then she said all of a sudden it'll just be dead quiet, and she'll be like, "Oh, I can fucking go back to sleep now."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Damn, that sucks for you." But I've straight up punched Gabby in the back of the dome while I was asleep.
Yeah.
I was dreaming. I don't know what I was. Oh, I was dreaming about beating someone's ass at work and everything. This was before I started at ours and everything.
Okay.
And I was like, I literally had that dream. I was out there. I was just working them. And next thing I know, I just
caught one.
I was like, oh damn. And I just come to, and I hear Gabby go, "Oh, what the fuck?
What the hell?"
And I was like, "What happened?" And she's like, "Bitch, you just rocked me in the back of the dome." And I'm like, "No, I didn't." She's like, "I swear to God." I'm like, "Damn, that's why my hand really hurts." Straight up, legitimately, just punched her in the back of the head while I was asleep. And I was like, "That's for not giving it up last night."
Gotcha. So I've never been a sleepwalker, but I do remember this one time when I was young. Sorry, I had the sleepwalker thing. Yeah. I didn't sleepwalk, but I blamed it on sleepwalk. I was 4 years old, and I was too scared to get up and go to the bathroom, so I peed in the corner.
You were too scared to go to the bathroom?
I was 4, man. I used to be real scared of the dark.
Oh, yeah?
Legitimately terrified.
My nephew is still, I wouldn't call him scared of the dark, but he still gets a little antsy in the dark, and I'm like, it's so weird, man. I've never been one to be bothered.
I'm not anymore. My brain does weird shit.
My mom's fucking 60 years old. She's terrified of the dark. If the lights go out, she's flipping out.
I don't really like heights. Like, I mean,
don't either.
I do, but I don't.
Fuck heights.
So I worked in the oil field a lot, and they're like, "Oh yeah, man!" Like, and I'd get to that position where I could go to work derricks, on the board and all that shit. I'm like, "No, fuck you, I'm good."
No, fuck
And they were like, "No, but it's like a $5 an hour pay raise." And I was like, "Yeah, bitch, fuck you, I'm good." Like, this is a lot of fucking weight to be falling down.
Yeah.
Half this safety equipment isn't even rated for my fat ass.
Yeah.
Like the shit at work, like for medical brigade and all that at work and everything, it don't even fit me.
Makes sense. I
Like,
believe it.
pray to God I never have to fall in it. I never fall in anything or need to be like, lifted or lowered down, because it's not gonna fucking happen at our place.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. Just let me die.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything else?
No.
You good? You
I'm
good?
good.
You want to come back?
I'll come back
You enjoyed this?
anytime.
It's been a pretty cool experience, huh?
It has. I like it.
Have you ever
It's
done
been
one of these
fun.
before?
Mm-mm,
Dude,
never.
It's a blast, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you like it, but I like it.
I like it.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
I do too. It's
Is that
been
it?
fun.
That's all I got.
All right.
We got to save some for another episode. We can't just do
Okay.
it all at once. This would be a 5-hour episode.
I didn't say anything.
I'm just saying.
You're driving this ship. I'm not.
I'm a pirate.
Yeah, you're the captain, bro.
It's because I'm from Crawford. We're Crawford Pirates.
Okay.